We are through our 3 days of weather in the 30s. We're going to uncover the plants and we're going to let some butterflies fly free. This is the one I had the quilt over. Remember, I forgot to cover it. Well, I decided when I did recover it to use the plastic so we could still get some sunlight through and it would make like a little greenhouse. So let's go ahead and get this off and see how everybody fared through our 3 nights of temperatures in the mid 30s. And I'm going to put everything away as I go. Okay, ready for liftoff. Oh, look at everybody. They look great. Oh, my little seedlings look just fine. Let's free the flame vine. It's looking good, a little bent over. And after I get everybody uncovered, they're all going to get a big drink. The orange zestrum looks fabulous. Pagoda plant and friends. This one looks like it suffered a little bit. Probably will definitely have to cover this again next weekend. But look, my buds on my Stokes Aster still look fabulous. And let me turn it around so you can see. There we go. This is what will happen to the porterweed. It'll look fine, and then like a couple days later, oh, its little leaves will start turning black, kind of like this. This is from the last cold that this was exposed to, but they'll grow back. But if you just want to keep them looking nice, that's why I like to cover them so they don't do that. Okay. All right. I wonder how this, I wonder what the growth pattern is of this. Like, I wonder if I trim off, see how this has these dead branches on my pagoda? Like, if I trim it down to there, all the new growth is coming out down lower. I'll probably wait till after we're through the 30s for sure, but I might do that just to see what it does, because you know me, I like to chop things back and see what they do. All right, everybody's looking good. I love it. Look, I randomly hung my bags on my wild lime over there. My garden's looking haunted, but they'll dry out. It's a great way for them to be able to blow in the breeze and bake in the sun so I can get them put away. I have more hanging over here. Okay, let's get to uncovering some more plants. This fire spike, I can see through the bag, is already looking kind of yellow. I'm not sure how happy it's going to be when I pull this cover off. Let's see if it'll just pull off. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I think as long as I cover it again in the next freeze, well, not freeze, but 30s, it'll probably be okay. It just doesn't look super rich and green and healthy. Let me show you my coral fire spike so you can see the difference. These are my beautiful and well-established coral fire spikes, which that red fire spike will get to look like them one day. And they look like they were unfazed by the cooler weather. Look, I hung that plastic bag over my obelisk trellis. And now moving on to the blankets. Yay! And you know what's great about these is they're dry. I can just take them off and fold them up and put them away. Everybody's looking good. While we're here, I put this little glass jar over my little zinnia. Yay! It's one flower bent, but it's still got a pretty bloom. But it's also got two new little buds on it. So let's see, can we stand you up? Well, at least we got you going that way. Okay, back to the blanket. I'm just so excited to have my garden back. Like with everything covered and it being so cold, like we stayed in the 50s for I think 2 days in a row. And that's cold to me. I just didn't want to be out here. I was actually in the house. I was bored. I was like, what do I do? I'm not used to being in the house. So I'm just going to be thrilled to have my garden back. Hello, Pentus Garden. So this is the biggest one, the 10 by 20. So I'm going to fold this off camera and we'll be right back. And the Pentus Garden, oh my goodness, it is so wonderful to see it again. Ta-da! Look how beautiful they are. Oh, it's so good to see green back in the garden. Maybe if any butterflies were hanging out in the trees for the last few days, maybe they'll come get some nectar today. Oh, that would be fabulous to see butterflies. Ta-da! Beautiful, beautiful plants. So worth covering. Would they have made it just fine? It's possible, but you know what? It doesn't take long to throw a blanket over them. My little snow square stem is bent a little bit from having the cover, but it'll stand back up. I love this plant. Let me tell you something interesting and funny about this plant. I was at the Nectary, and all of Catherine's snow square stems are like dormant, like they all died back. And I said to her, I said, mine are all green. She's like, really? I said, yes. I said, are they supposed to go dormant? And she said, well, I thought they did because hers did. And so I looked them up, and yeah, they're supposed to go dormant. None of mine, none. Not this one, not the ones down in the Garden of Snow and Fire. None of them. Look at that. That's signs of a not happy tropical plant. Oh, look. Oh, yes. I mean, it looks like it's going to be fine, but you can definitely see that was a good call covering this baby. Definitely will be covering that one again next weekend if the weather prediction holds true. And there we go. Look what I did with this one. I tucked my Japonica fatsia in here because it's a tropical too, and it did just fine. But my porter weeds are looking good. You can see some damage from the last cold right there. But overall, look, it looks great. My Pentus looks great. Oh my gosh. Okay. Fabulous. That's the last of the uncovering. But oh, do I have some fun for you. So stick around. Okay, the Zebra Longwings are out, y'all. They're on the bench, but before we go, let them fly. And let me tell you, they're ready. I have to tell you a funny story. So when you have butterflies and you have to take them in for a while, you have to feed them. And what I use is Gatorade and cotton swabs. There's a whole lot of other things you can do. That's what works for me, and they do fine on it. I use the red Gatorade because butterflies like red. And so that color they're drawn to go to it. They'll spot it and go to it and think it's something good. All right, but the Zebra Longwings have this adaptation where if like something touches them or they feel threatened, like if I were to pick them up, they play dead. So they immediately collapse their little legs up against their body and just pretend that they're dead. And so if you're holding the butterfly and you're trying to set it down on the cotton square, they won't open their legs and stand on it. They'll just be dead. And as soon as you let them go, they fly. And so I thought, okay, I gotta be sneaky with these guys. So what I did, oh my gosh, this was so easy. Like from now on, this is how I am going to feed these little guys. Well, all of them, as a matter of fact, because they all like to hang from the top. So since the enclosure is completely mesh, I just, there goes a zoomy doll. I just soaked the cotton squares in the Gatorade and laid them on the top where their feet were already, where they were hanging. And immediately, because they taste with their feet, they put their proboscis up and started getting nectar. I'm like, this is so easy. Okay, so they're sitting down here on the bench. There's so many of them in there, I haven't even counted. So I'm just gonna unzip it and let them fly off. Look at them all. But you can see my little squares? And it will even puddle up on top. So you can see right there where the spots are that I just squeezed some on for more butterflies to get the little drops there. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna unzip it and let them go. Look how beautiful they are. Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled. Let's see, who's gonna fly out first? One just got out. Okay, ready? Here we go. Yee, look at him go. Woohoo! I'm gonna go water my garden and just sit out here and hopefully I'll get to photograph some of these. And you can see there's 2 in there and there's still some more chrysalide. So those 2 just eclosed today. So I'll just leave this out here open and when they're ready they can fly because I'm going to be out here with them. Oh my gosh, I love it. You guys, look what's happening right here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to be checking for eggs every day. Because even though I release so many of them, if I find eggs, I will bring them in and raise them. Because there's still a lot of those little migratory birds here that love to eat caterpillars. They're not going to eat my Zebra Longwing caterpillars. So I will take more eggs in and I will raise more to get them nice and build up their population in my garden. Okay, we'll give these guys a little peace and quiet. This is fabulous. Look, there's a Zebra Longwing on my sweet almond. I'm so glad they're still fluttering around my garden and sticking around. I love this so much. Okay, a few notes. One of you fabulous viewers let me know that it's not the best idea to cover plants in a freeze with plastic because the condensation on the plastic can cause the plastic to stick to the leaves, and if the surface of the leaf and the wet plastic get together and freeze, it's not a good outcome. So take that note. Don't use plastic to cover your plants in a freeze. Next, because of that and the ease of use of the blankets was incredible. Easy to take off, fold up, put away. They did a great job. I definitely think I'm going to be ordering some more of those. I might get some of the smaller size ones that are 6 feet in diameter to cover some of my potted plants that I use the plastic for. But laying the plastic over the raised bed was fabulous. It wasn't touching the plants and it did kind of give a little greenhouse effect. So I might still do that. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know what you think.